Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm great, Charlene. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. And once again, we're going to talk about the market and everything that is involved in trying to purchase a home. You got the mortgage side, I got the real estate side. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Charlene Williams. I am a broker with Real Estate Homeward. I've been working as a broker for 15 years in real estate, and I am excited to talk to Amanda.
Yeah, my name is Amanda Pivar. I'm a mortgage agent, Mortgage Connection. These last few videos, I've been saying I've been in the industry for 8 years, but I've officially passed that 9-year mark, and I have been a mortgage agent for 9 years now.
That's amazing. Thanks,
Yeah.
Amanda. How do you like being a mortgage agent?
I really like it. I mean, I've been in the industry since I graduated from university. When I graduated from school, there was really no jobs available. It was 2008, but I was very fortunate that somebody that my father knew somebody at a mortgage company, and that's how I got into the industry. At the time of, I was 21 and didn't know what a mortgage was, but I worked my way up that ladder, and then ultimately went into the broker side because I love the connecting with people, and I love real estate. I mean, I'm an investor myself, and it's great.
Oh, that's good. I never really asked you that before. That's pretty good to know. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do we want to talk about today? Let's talk about um I was doing some research on the internet on the MLS, and I came across, just because I was putting up stuff and
Yeah.
doing some kind of research on it. So I came up with, let's see how many homes there are available for sale in Scarborough proper for under a million.
Perfect.
So detached. So it turns
Yeah.
out that there's 90
Wow.
currently. This is today's news, current market. That's what it looks like. I was
Wow.
wondering if I could share my screen.
Absolutely. If you had to take an educated guess, I bet we haven't seen 90 homes under a million in Scarborough since at least 2019.
That's
2019.
correct.
Yeah, that's
That is
crazy.
absolutely correct. I used to track it quite a bit more often. And then, yeah, that's what I've come up with. When I was doing it, I think it was a year and a half ago, and I was publishing the information. It was like maybe not even, uh, what, 40 homes on the market, and they were going quick. So every week, there was a different amount and a different bunch of homes that were on the market because I tracked it. So, yeah,
Yes. Wow.
yeah.
That's
So,
crazy. And talk about perfect timing because I sent you a joint marketing piece yesterday all about buying under a million now versus people wait till the rates go up. And I think people are just not looking at the long-term picture of what's actually happening in our market right now. For the first time in
that's
a long time, you can actually get into a home under $1 million. This means two things. One, it opens up affordability for a lot more people. When you're buying for less than $1 million, you don't need to have that 20% down payment. This is huge for a lot of first-time home buyers in particular, because trying to achieve 200 plus their closing costs is really hard to do. Whereas when you buy a property that's under a million, you can put as little as 7.5% down payment plus your closing costs. And that means that you're in a home building equity sooner rather than later. The second thing people are forgetting is the second that we start to see rates coming down, our prices are going to go up. They've guesstimated that we will have a 9% increase if our rates come down 1%. That is huge. So why not
wow.
build some equity now when you can versus having to wait and then first of all need a lot more down payment because we're over $1 million.
Yeah.
Second of all, having a much larger mortgage that is going to take you longer to pay off and cost you more in the long run.
9%. That's the estimate.
That is what Benjamin Tal is saying. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So we're looking at, I had some breaking news yesterday. We're looking at mid 2024 for the rates to start to come down. It's not going to hit rock bottom right away. It's going to be a gradual decrease. But I think Once that happens, even if they move it a little bit down, more buyers will come to market. And then, a year later, we're looking at what? The same situation we were in 2021, 2020, right? With not enough homes and people are bidding and they're sending the prices up.
Absolutely. And I think one thing too to note is, your rate is temporary. This home is going to outlive your term of mortgage. So eventually rates are going to start to steady out. They're going to stay kind of around the same mark. So really right now you might be paying slightly more, but in 3 years from now, if your rate is the same as what it would be if you bought it a year from now, fast forward a couple of years, you now have a much larger mortgage and a much higher mortgage payment. So people are not thinking about the long-term repercussions of waiting to buy when you're having a larger mortgage.
Right, right.
I did the
So,
numbers actually for $1 million. Sorry, I didn't cut you off. And for $1
mhm.
million right now, the monthly payment, if the rates were to come down 1%, was only like $97 difference a month, which is not a big deal in the big grand scheme of things. Fast forward 3 years from now, that payment between buying now versus waiting till prices go up was $400 difference. That is huge. That's $400 more you're putting out because you've waited and you have a larger mortgage amount than if you were to purchase now.
Yeah, and you did send me that marketing piece, which was great. I think a lot of people, unless they see it on paper, they don't really, it doesn't resonate with them.
No.
Numbers are numbers and numbers don't lie,
Yeah.
right?
What does
So,
lie, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people get their news from it, is the media. The
yeah,
media that does unfortunately put a lot of false information out there or over exaggerated information, or they found that one person in 100 that had a bad scenario, and that's the story they run with. So that is
yes.
unfortunately where people are getting their information from. And as we know, it is widely incorrect. Whereas if we actually provide paperwork and documents showing figures, you're right, people can actually see what is more factual.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it's focusing on the negative, it's clickbait, it's all of those things, and people just they don't know what to believe. It's definitely better when you talk to a professional, right?
But
Talk to a professional, you'll get on the right track, and then away you go.
exactly, get your
Yeah,
facts straight and away you go, for sure.
yeah. So the next announcement is from the Bank of Canada is December
6.
6th.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Those.
mean, based off of the numbers we're seeing so far, I'd be shocked if there is an increase. I mean, of course, we've had some surprises, but inflation is coming down. More importantly, our employment is not great. The employment numbers, that's a big indication that we're kind of going towards a recession or already in one, which Bank of
Mhm.
Canada is looking at and has unfortunately forced us into one the last couple of years, which is a big indication. I don't think our rates will be going up. Don't think they'll come
Well,
down quite yet, but they won't go up.
right. Just so long as, I mean, it would be lovely if they came down, but if they're not raising them, I think I'm okay with that right now. Um,
100%.
and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are, there are a lot of scary stories out there, and I've heard a lot of scary stories, people that need to sell right away that just didn't anticipate this happening. Um,
Yeah, I was
sorry,
gonna
go ahead.
say what I think is sad is a lot of people are selling who don't need to. I think if they
Mm,
actually had the proper information from a mortgage professional, that they can maybe work through this to find a short-term solution versus a reactionary solution. I
mhm.
think reactions is, sorry, we can't do much because it's very one size fits all and in the box. So I think anyone who's like, I need to sell my property should definitely get a second opinion by a mortgage professional to see what other alternatives there are.
Right, right. That's a good point right there. Hopefully they'll be able to do that in the future, but from what I understand, there are a lot of people out there that are in a really bad boat right now, a sinking boat, if you will, and it's not looking good for some people. Um, do you have anything that you want to
To
promote?
leave this on a bit of a happier, brighter note, we have seen our fixed rates coming down. This is great. Like September, we really started seeing rates come up because our bond yields just weren't doing great. So therefore our fixed rates were not either. September,
Right.
we were around for, let's just say, a 3-year fix, anywhere from 6.5 to 6.64. We're now down to as low as 5.99 for a 3-year fixed mortgage. That is a big drop in a short period of time, and definitely some relief for anyone who's looking to get into the market on that qualifying for a lot lower interest rate.
That's amazing. That's a lot of, that translates to dollars, right? And people
That
need to be aware that that's what it is. Like a 6 point, what did you say, 6.36?
So we were around like the 6.5 to 6.64, and now we're as low as
Okay.
7.99. That's about a $50,000 increase in what you can afford, give or take, of course, in the scenario, but that's
Hmm.
a lot of money at the end of the day.
50,000.
That's about 50,000, yeah. And then what's even
Wow.
better is we have our 6-month mortgage. So our 6-month mortgage has dropped to a rate of 5.25. That is huge. That is really helping people qualify for more in the high ratio, so less than 20% category.
Right. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I think hopefully there are brighter days on the horizon.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to chatting with you after the next rate announcement. I was gonna say rate increase, but rate
No one knows
announcement.
anymore.
No, we don't want that to happen. Anyways, it was really nice chatting with you, Amanda. Always great information for me, and hopefully someone else will benefit from this as well as me. And yeah, that's
Really
great.
happy to chat with you, Charlene. I'm looking forward to our next one with hopefully some good news that everything is staying the same.
Great.